Welcome back to the Nerdrotic podcast. My name is Gary Buechler. I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and I'm live in San Francisco, California. And I'm live with my wife, Melissa Wagner, and down in San Diego, we have Dennis Bithoulkas. What is up, Dennis?
I'm his work wife. Yeah, I'm doing all
I
right.
have both my wives here. I'm a polygamist or whatever. Bulimic. I'm bulimic. That's it. You can read minds. No. Sorry, we're late. We had some technical difficulties there.
Glitches?
And,
Technical glitches?
I can't even talk anymore right now. It's so late. But I am very excited. I'm so excited. I'm tongue-tied. And I'm wearing my Conspiracy X-Files shirt because we're covering the X-Files. The show that we can honestly say kind of started all this geek show watching. I know you piped in on Twitter about MASH or something like that. And I know Star Trek started fandom, but I think X-Files started like event television where people sat around and then they went to comic shops and talked about it and, you know, had forums. I don't know. I think it started it all. So we're going to recap the episode, and we got the live chat going. You guys can go ahead and chat with your corrections, suggestions, questions, and we'll get to you after the recap. So guys, the X-Files is back. Are we excited? Are we happy?
Oh my God, I've been excited about this for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks and a week. Even longer.
Ghost World isn't excited because he's just starting the episode right now, but too bad.
Where are you, man? It started at 8. Sorry, Ghost World. Well, you can watch it while we're recapping, and by the time I'm done talking, you'll probably be done with the episode anyway.
Exactly. You can just watch along with us. That's all.
Yeah. I'm going to start out by recapping what happened last season, and they kind of pulled a Dallas on us a little bit here. So
what's Dallas for our younger viewers?
For our younger viewers, Dallas was a TV show that had such a bad season
80s.
with one of their characters dying that they decided to make the entire season a dream. So when somebody woke up the first episode of the next season, Bobby Ewing, who died, walked out of the shower and said, "What? I'm alive. It was all a bad dream." There you go. And they kind of did this tonight,
right,
except they made it a vision.
It was a vision.
It was a vision in Dana Scully's head. It was a seizure dream or whatever. So yeah, to catch us up, by the way, last season, if you don't remember any of it, was 2 years ago. So it's been a while. It ended.
That's why I don't remember it.
Yeah, it was February 2016 where we had this finale where Mulder is dying of a pathogen or something, and
Alien virus.
Well, no, it was a virus. Yeah, it turns out it is an alien virus, and they need alien DNA, which Scully has, to help them, but he was too far gone, so they needed the stem cells of their son.
You know, when you say it out loud, it just sounds ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous. How did this show get popular? No, I'm just kidding. So it ended with a triangle UFO coming down and putting a light down on Dana Scully's eye, and that's how it ended. The smoking man is somehow alive after being blown up in a cave in season 9, which ended in 2001, which was a long time ago. I still lived in San Diego when the show actually really aired.
Yeah, I remember staying in on a Friday night and watching this with my roommate. It's like, you want to go out? No, we have to stay in and watch X-Files.
The final X-Files, yeah. No. And it used to be a Friday night show.
Yes.
Yeah, and it took the place of Sightings. And does anybody remember Sightings?
No.
Just you.
That's me. I love that show. They showed like the same.
Dallas.
I watched Dallas too. I was more of a Dynasty guy though.
He likes his soaps.
Falcon Crest.
Odette did like that one.
And the daytime soap, Santa Barbara, clearly the best.
Guiding Light.
Guiding Light wasn't bad. I don't know. What'd you think of tonight's episode, Dennis?
It was a lot more soapier than I wanted it to be, to tell you the truth, especially with that ending there. And one thing I was thinking was they just let anybody into that damn hospital.
Absolutely. Not to,
you know?
But yeah, and I just liked how the other FBI agents kind of glanced at him like, "Oh, that doesn't seem right. Oh well, I need coffee."
Yeah. That looks ominously suspicious, but nah.
Was that a gun that I just bumped into? Oh well.
Oh hey, you dropped your gun, sir. Here you go.
Would you like this bottle of chloroform too and some ether?
Yeah. Oh, you've dropped your gloves. Oh my God, I've got my dog here. Sorry. Back, Maris. You sit. She was not supposed to be part of this podcast.
Well, now she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Maris. Yeah, she's our little princess. Yeah, just ask her.
Yeah, because the last thing the doctor says, "Oh, we're monitoring her," and then there's nobody there, and I'm
I
like,
know.
"So is anybody monitoring her?" Or is,
That's what the machines are for.
Yeah.
well, the machines are supposed to be hooked up. They have people outside, and I mean, yeah, it was
Well,
just
we'll get to that since that
Yeah.
was at the end of the episode and we're
Yeah.
recapping. So
Sorry.
Dennis is
No.
working backwards.
no, it's
Oh, yeah.
okay. It's interrupting our flow because we have a third person here, but I had to bring Melissa. And actually, Melissa is an integral part of Nerdrotic.
Yes.
She's covered Westworld. She's been on a lot of stuff. She's just been busy this year with a work project. And she still has work projects, but she's going to come in time to time. So
Well, I don't
There you
have
go.
the extra curricular online coursework this year.
yes, so
It's
you're
gonna leave me
free.
a little more time.
That's a good thing because
Mhm.
Expanse is coming later than I thought, by the way, which kind of sucks. But we have X-Files, and we got 10 episodes this year, which is good because like the last season from 2 years ago, little inconsistent. Let's just be honest about it. Actually, the best episode was the were lizard one or whatever.
Yeah.
With the guy from the flight of the Concords or I can't even remember the name now. But,
Concords.
the New Zealand guy, he's funny. He was in Jumanji.
Well, you had a show that went over so many seasons. I mean, it had a lot of different sort of moods, right? Like different seasons will have different moods, and they'll have like a monster one. And I like when they were going back and talking about what was your favorite one, and we're having a hard time remembering even all of the ones that we liked all that much. I remember there being like a circus freak one that I really liked.
See, mine still to this
Yeah,
day
and Mr. Lifto.
Yeah.
was the Jose Chung, the one with the alien astronauts that aren't really or the aliens that are
Yes!
actually guys in suits that get sucked up by real aliens, and then the one
Yeah.
guy just smoking in the other cell in the alien suit, and he's just worried. It just made me laugh.
Now I like the one with the monster, the white sucker monster. I can't even remember what it was. It's the host.
leech.
The name of
Yeah.
the name of the episode is The Host, I believe. That's everybody's favorite. But I also like the
Krychek.
Cry-
Anything with Krychek.
anything with Krychek was cool. I forgot what's the name of them, Dennis. When they the Mythos episodes, the one that were just dealing with the aliens that had the that were the episode. There was an overarching plot throughout 9 seasons, right? They did a lot of one-off episodes, and then every 5 or 6 episodes they get back to their alien conspiracy story. I forgot they're called the Legacy or Mythos episodes. I
don't
forgot.
remember what it was called.
I liked
yeah.
all of those. See, I like the alien stuff. I know there's a lot of people who just like the Monster of the Week. I like that too, but I like the alien stuff.
I like the supernatural because Scully got to dissect things.
She got to dissect a lot of stuff. I forgot how gross that show was.
Mhm.
By the way,
I love that part.
yeah. No, and I'm reminded. I was watching a video to prep for this. The Home episode that had just the deformed people who were,
Texas
yeah.
Chainsaw
yeah,
Massacre.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like Fox refused to re-show that one. I was like, I'm wondering why I can't remember that episode at all. And it's also because they were 20 years ago. So if we forget a few things from
And
what
some
happened,
change.
yeah, and some change, it's been a while. Okay, watched every episode a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, well, I've got this dog bugging me
And we
right
drank a lot of wine. Me and my girlfriend drank a lot
I
of wine
didn't.
while we were watching them.
now. I did. So, we start out kind of where we left off, except Scully's in the hospital, and it really threw me for a loop because I was fully expecting to hang on just
I
a
got
second.
it.
Okay, I was fully expecting them to pick right up and we're gonna rush Mulder off somewhere because he was dying the last time we saw him, and he's sitting over Scully in the hospital. I'm like, God damn, they did it. And the first question I have, and I'm gonna put this to the group, is do you think that was their plan all along, or did they really think about this over 2 years and go, I got nothing after this?
Yeah, I think that Chris Carter was just basically going, "Oh crap, they want another season."
Do you think he really wanted to end it like that?
Yeah, I think
Like he would have
really
been
wanted-
okay with nothing?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I was probably just like a little bit of let's do this. Let's see where it goes. Like, we'll do this and this. So we have an ending that we could wrap up nice and tidy, just to make this a little extra bit of, we'll make it an additional season. We're just going to play right into it, use the regular credits, and it ends really nicely on this note. And if we need to do more, we'll just sort that out later. Right? Because they don't know how it's going to go. Remember, they had a kind of tumultuous relationship. They talk about that all the time. How
They
didn't
did.
get along all that well, really.
No, yeah, with two actors who spend so much time together, they're either going to date or hate each other. There's no in between. And then after a time passes, they become friends, kind of like I don't know,
prisoners that are in the same cell.
Yeah, well, or shank each other in the sleep, or a little blanket party, whatever. So, and this is a really fast moving episode. There's some car chases and stuff, but we got a lot of quick.
A good chase.
Yeah, that was. We have a lot of good editing, and we're still on the smoking man wants to depopulate Earth for the aliens but apparently the aliens aren't coming now because of global warming, which
depleted resources.
Depleted resources.
That was dumb, but that was really dumb. But there's another shadowy organization. So yeah, Mulder is just worried about Scully, and she wakes up and gives them this whole thing. So the final episode of last season was basically a vision that she might have shared with her son.
Or might have emanated from her son.
Yeah, given to her from her son.
So I mean, it was weird, but I can buy that better than I can buy a dream. Okay. So, Fox is worried, and she wakes up, and you made a great point. She wakes up and says, and she like tells him everything. She's like, oh my God, there's a pathogen, and you're the key, and you're going to die. And we got to get the stem cells and find the smoking man. And like, this is the one time Mulder's like, Scully, I don't believe you. It's like, what?
Of all the stuff he's believed, I mean, even Smoking Man says it like, you've believed far crazier stuff. Like, what is the problem?
Skinner is going, hey, you've gone off on some really wild tangents on far less than this.
Right?
Is the script telling you to pause right now? We need a car chase because it's Fox.
This episode brought to you by Mustang.
So again, I was an X-Files fan, but I didn't read every forum. And correct me on this one, Dennis. We learned the smoking man's name tonight. Was that the first time we heard his name? Or
yes, it's the first version of his name, because we've heard different versions. But since it came from his mouth, not someone else's mouth, we're to assume that this is actually his real name now this time.
So he's a Bush.
Yeah, Carl Gerard Bush.
Gerhard.
Gerhard. Yeah,
yep.
Gerhard Bush. And yeah, I love that beginning where it showed a little bit of his origin, and he's he sounded a little hippie there for a minute there, for when he's doing his little rundown. And then it shows the fake moon landing, which was pretty funny. And I don't know, did that guy look like Stanley Kubrick, the guy with the big beard?
Not really. He didn't look like Stanley Kubrick.
No, because like they should have done that, because I always thought the Stanley Kubrick shot that fake moon scene. That's the going theory out there. And the Earth is flat too. Just kidding. I thought that was cool, but I just thought it was funny that his last name was Bush. Very appropriate, actually. So we find out Dana Scully's her little seizure is giving Morse code.
Find him.
Yeah,
find him.
Sees the little, the flash. He goes, I don't know what that looks like, but that looks like code to me.
Yeah.
I actually almost slapped my head when I saw that. Really?
But this is X-Files. It's just a show that really hasn't progressed from the 90s very much. This is what it was. They had cell phones then, I think, in the later episodes. They were just a lot bigger and had little antennas. Yeah. So that was a little weird, but it's good to see Skinner back. There was a little bit of him last season.
He looks good. He looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys, I don't know if it was just my shitty connection or not, but did you guys see like little digital glitches here and there in the pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but I thought it was just it was. I was watching it on online, so I was watching it on YouTube TV. So I just assumed it was that, because I have 2 kids online gaming at the time I'm watching this. So
I thought it was too, but I think it's actually a clue that what we're seeing is not really what we're seeing.
That would be very X-Files. I
Yeah.
mean, what we were seeing last time wasn't what we were really seeing, or what
Yeah.
was Dana was seeing, and William. And there's a lot of relevant revelations this episode that we will get to. First and foremost, the smoking man's name, which was cool, and then it's just pretty much a car chase after that. She's Fox saved the world, and he has a little car chase. But then we get I completely forgot. I knew this at one time, but I completely forgot the smoking man was Mulder's dad.
Yeah.
And then he had like a half brother.
Yeah.
And he took William, who is Fox and Dana's kid, and hid them away to where they can't even find him. And it's important to get the stem cell for Fox that he's not sick yet. So, but Dana's still convinced this vision's like gonna happen.
Well, yeah, she says basically once he finds the smoking man, that's how it all starts. Basically, he kills the smoking man, he gets infected, and that's when the epidemic gets released.
Yep. And thankfully, we have the smoking man monologuing this entire episode with Agent Torres, who was from the years that Mulder wasn't around.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my God, why am I forgetting his name now?
The T-1000.
Terminator. The T-1000. Oh my God. His brother's the lead singer of Filter. I forgot his name. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. His brother, his mom used to come to the warehouse where I worked and rent videos.
Okay.
Jason Patch. I'm forgetting. Yeah. I'm completely spacing the name. I apologize. But why isn't he in it?
Because he didn't sign up for it, and I think
I kind of figured that, Dennis.
Why? No, there's some reason why he didn't want to come back to it again, and I don't know the reason why offhand. I just remember hearing that he didn't want to come back.
There could be so many reasons.
Yeah.
I'm looking for his name right now. I'm looking at a picture of him and it doesn't tell me.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick, yes.
That's right. Yes. And his brother is I don't know if he's still alive or not, the lead singer of Filter. Yeah. Who used to play with his brother used to play with Nine Inch Nails. Just useless information, has nothing to do with this podcast.
So I don't know if you recognized that the title of this was called My Struggle 3.
I did.
And the previous episode that we were left off on was My Struggle 2.
Yes. And the first episode of last season was My Struggle 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, not T.O. My Struggle 2. That, like Me Too. Like Dana Scully should be part of this Me Too after this episode, because that was some creepy shit.
No, not at all. What are you talking about?
Oh.
It was soap opera-ish, right?
Definitely. This was really in that aspect. I didn't know what you meant at first, but I'm with you now. In that aspect of he was in a coma. Yeah, totally.
I mean, the whole thing is a soap opera. That's what I'm getting at. It's this whole episode. I want to say they did it purposely to set it up that this is not real, and that's why it's called My Struggle 3. It's the third. It's the third iteration of whatever they're doing into their minds, whatever this is.
Mein Kampf, by the way, which saying that probably got us demonetized, but yeah, that's the name. That's Mein Kampf. That's Hitler's book. Hitler's biography is My Struggle.
That's right.
So this is obviously from the point of view of the smoking man. So and it is. It started out that way. There go my notes. And he's telling the story. So through this mythos, I think for one, this is probably the final season of the X-Files. I think this will probably wrap up the story pretty good.
Yeah. Gillian Anderson already says that the 11th season is her final season.
Yeah.
For reals this time.
For reals. Well, she's got American Gods to do.
Yeah.
Which is great because she is brilliant in that. And she looks good. And so does David Duchovny. That guy doesn't age very well either, I guess.
I don't know. Look at his hands, man. He had like old man hands. He looked like he was in his 70s.
Dude, I saw the face looks good. I don't care what your hands look like. Maybe he's got. I don't know. I think I get.
So
really
actually,
skincare.
I'm glad you
right.
noticed his hands.
Well, he at one point he held them up. I'm like, whose hands are? Oh, that's his. What the hell? I thought that was Grandpa's.
Smoking man.
Yeah. So you're right. Actually, my struggle, the first one, takes place from Mulder's point of view. My struggle, the second one, is Scully's point of view, and my struggle, the third, is the Smoking Man's point of view.
Oh,
there we go.
I think there's. I wonder if the final season of this series will be My Struggle 4 from William's point of view.
Point of view? That's maybe, yeah.
And so after car chase, it looks like Mulder's going to be going to. Dana sends him to the Smoking Man's house in what was it again? It was
South Carolina,
Spartanburg, North Carolina,
yeah,
and
North Carolina.
Because that's where the Spartan virus, get it, comes from, and it turns out to be another smoking guy, and Barbara Hershey.
So now we have dueling factions, two halves of the same pie.
Yeah. So through the monologue, we got that the aliens wanted to wipe out the population of Earth. Why?
They wanted to colonize. No, they wanted to colonize Earth and basically incorporate human DNA with their DNA.
Okay.
That was the original thing, and take over, essentially use us as slaves, if you will.
But due to global warming in the last 20 years, because I'm sure they only spent a couple years putting this project together to colonize the planet, which in the X-Files mythos, they've actually been spending thousands of years. They decided in the last 20 years, never mind.
Yeah.
God. Sorry. That of all things to take me out of it, that's the one thing. I'm just like, that is.
You got to remember, it's soap opera-ish. It's
it is.
Like, the bad guys finally went, never mind.
The other faction wants to colonize space.
Yeah.
And so they're dangling the carrot of, well, I'll give you an antidote to the pathogen from the Smoking Man. And the other faction, who is Barbara Hershey and some other guy, offered a space in the spaceport or something like that.
Yeah,
and even Mulder's like, BS on that when he's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, that's full of crap. So I think both stories are absolutely full of crap, and they're gonna do something that makes a little more sense, because they poo-pooed the aliens way too much. At least they're openly admitting they're there, but they're like, oh, the aliens aren't coming back. So this whole show's built around that. I don't know.
And there's nothing soapier than, you're not my son, you're my brother.
Yeah. Oh. Let's get to that. Let's not bury the lead.
You're my sister and my brother.
So so William is now Mulder's brother.
Yes,
because Dana Scully went on a ride. She was doped up by the Smoking Man.
No, she fell asleep because remember, she stayed up for 36 hours. So
okay, and while she fell asleep, she got impregnated with alien Smoking Man DNA.
Yep.
Or he just did the deed. Creepy either way. So that was a little bit of a dark swing there. And we got a little Darth Vader, I am his father. And now Agent Torres is going along with Smoking Man, and she's just basically there so he has somebody to monologue to, basically.
Seems that way.
I think she's there to push the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. Well, his tracheotomy is gone. And he's smoking through, so there must be some healing factor, which I'm sure we're going to get to.
They've still working on that reconstruction.
That's true. He looks a little better.
He does.
From being completely burnt. What the hell?
That piece of face doesn't look like it comes off anymore.
Well, I'm forgetting Mulder's half-brother agent. I'm forgetting his name. Sorry, but he got messed up too. Now he still had scars from it and stuff, but he looks a lot better than he practically melted last time we saw him. So. And they showed that. The only reason I remember is they showed it in the previews before the show.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey Spender.
Jeffrey Spender. Thank you. So now William does exist. He is a superhuman. He's the first superhuman. He's got some alien DNA, and the Smoking Man is his dad.
Yep.
So according to the Smoking Man's point of view, he's been in on this from the beginning, and he was working at Area 51. And he had the freedom to do anything, and
he went rogue from the other agency, because the other agency was actually working with the aliens in Cuba and stuff like that, and he decided to work in Nevada by capturing some of the aliens and experimenting on them. That's when he went rogue. He didn't want to work with the colonization efforts.
And from his point of view, they didn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
So we don't know
It's all about
who.
perspective.
We don't want to trust the smoking man, but I have a definite feeling that he's going to come out kind of being a good guy by the end of this. It looks like
They do like to flip that around.
they do. So we'll see. But they're
Sorry. Ghost World said the smoking man is everyone's dad, obviously. Apparently.
he's my dad.
He could be.
This is true. Now that you think about
We're
it.
waiting for that 23andMe to come back.
Yeah. I don't know who my daddy is. I feel sorry for him. I am a bastard. Really.
And the paternity results are you are not the father.
You are not the father.
Thanks, Maury.
Oh no. I was born from midi-chlorians. That's
From a
right.
what?
Sorry, the bad Star Wars reference.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah. I hate sand.
Midi-chlorian.
Midi-chlorians. It's sorry. It's the Force thing. It's from the Phantom Menace. It's really bad.
He was explaining the Force.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we also get and again, so Dana is driving after releasing herself from the hospital.
In the car, she was unconscious. Everybody knows you don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle. I mean,
Especially since she's a medical doctor.
You know what? I know she was out of it, but I feel like that is really out of character. Like she would know better than to get in a car, not even for herself, but because it would endanger other people.
Yeah.
What about her Hippocratic oath?
There's all kinds of weird stuff.
Well, she was seizing, and she just had this spiritual vision of the love of her life dying. So she wants to scoop cells out of her son where she hid away. Wow, now the more I say this out loud.
Yeah, it's really out there.
Oh my God.
She wants to scoop cells out of her son who doesn't have the father who she thinks it is, even though she can use those cells to save the guy that she thinks is the father.
I really like how they're in that. So he's in the meeting, the clandestine sort of meeting where he shows up at the smoking man's house where there's a smoking man that's not really the smoking man. It's a different smoking man from the other faction. Right? Okay.
The Barbara Hershey faction.
And that guy excuses the hitman. No, he's just going to go, Mulder. It's cool. When that guy beats him back to the hospital to smother Scully with her own pillow.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything there?
Mulder's a little off his game.
I don't know. I just kind of came off watching Hell on Wheels, but there we just shoot everybody that we suspect is going to hurt somebody.
Exactly.
But I missed that.
Maybe he thinks he's on Californication because he was kind of acting like that character. He's like, "What show am I on again?" Oh, wait, paycheck's good. Doesn't matter.
So that guy is the one who goes back to the hospital to smother Scully. He passes the young FBI agents who go, that was weird. But we're
Einstein and Miller. Yeah.
There's a latte with my name on it right over here. Right?
Yep, right.
So he's smothered. And how was Mulder right behind him? Oh, because he had the Mustang.
He had the Mustang.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously the
They both
Mustang's
have the
going to get there
Mustangs.
faster.
It is effing fast.
It is a fast car.
I did like how he had the courtesy to pull the blinds closed so that, no one had to witness him smothering Dana.
Right.
Pillow.
There was nobody around. I don't think he needed to do it.
He didn't. Yeah, because no one was monitoring her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they said they were going to.
Okay, it might sound I like the episode. I'm just pointing out how kind of ridiculous it was, but I'm okay with it because that's X-Files. X-Files likes to have fun with their audience. This, if you're some new kids watching the show, this is how it rolled. This is kind of what it was. And I did like the fact that Mulder cut that dude's throat. There was no I'll bring him to justice. He just straight up took the scalpel and that was the one cool thing. I'm like, oh damn.
I kind of found it funny, the whole fight between Mulder and Skinner, at the end there.
that was weird.
They're shipping each other like they're fifth graders on the playground.
Yeah, just kind of pointing, just pushing him in the chest, you go away. No, you go away. No, you go away.
Jerk face.
And I the cops are looking on are they gonna fight? We're they do know we're standing right here.
It was very.
It was an awkward scene. It was almost like it was kind of ad-libbed, and they're like, "Are you guys gonna fight or not?" I mean, it's okay if you do, but fight. Don't just stare at each other.
Maybe it's just me, but I just finished watching Dazed and Confused again last night, and the whole thing with the guy who says you know what? I'm really tired of that guy. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to start a fight, and these fights don't last beyond the first punch. Someone will break us up.
Like in 13 rounds.
Yes.
And that's what I also had flashed through my head when I saw that. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
You and your love for stoner humor. Man, he's not even a stoner.
I know.
Dennis is not even a stoner, but he loves his stoner movies, which is hilarious. Man, Ghost World. Oof. Man, you're writing a book there, buddy.
Yeah, I got writing a whole bunch of stuff. I do like My Struggle 4 from a random alien's point of view.
that would actually be good.
That's a great idea.
He did say, so you're okay with ancient aliens, other dimensions, and time travel, but this is what crosses the line for you.
Okay, we have to draw the line somewhere.
Yes.
And sometimes it's here, sometimes it's there.
Yeah. Hey, the Pentagon just came out and admitted some UFO stuff. It was in the New York Times. Yeah, that's some real stuff. So, like, hey, now nobody believes it anymore. That's what's funny.
My favorite scene out of this was the end, of course, with the smoking man saying, "William is my son." I was expecting the dun 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 music at the end.
Well, they didn't. The only thing missing from the soap is they didn't do that long pause on the "is my son."
Exactly.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, but it was still. I'm glad this damn show's back. As silly as it is, I'm glad it's back.
We're going to have a lot of monster episodes.
We're getting a lot of monster episodes. There's 10 episodes this season. It's maybe not quite as intricate as we thought, especially after you watch like a Westworld or a Mr. Robot. You're like, it was the 90s. It was intricate for then. Remember back when Chris Carter was like God? He could have done anything.
Oh yeah.
And he was the Joss Whedon of the time or whatever. He just could do no wrong. And
before James Wan actually made, Final Destination 5.
That's a classic, man. Come on. So I don't know. It's good. They're bringing back some of the older writers this season, which is cool. I'm just glad it's back. I wish it wasn't on Wednesday because Happy's on Wednesday. We have to do double duty next week, but that's cool. That's fine. I don't know. Overall, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways, too soapy. What do you think?
I was going to be thumbs up.
Yeah.
Mulder and Scully.
Mine's sideways for right now. I need to see what the next episode's
watching it and I was like, this is terrible, and I don't even care.
Yeah, right?
I was just happy to be watching it.
Yep, that's where I'm at. I'm happy to be watching it, but I'm not going to defend it being good or anything. It was what it was. But maybe it's just a rough beginning, They did that last season, the like I said before, that lizard episode, the were lizard or whatever, that was a great episode. And the mushroom scene.
See, the magic
mushroom scene is great. So I hope they just load it up with stuff they've always wanted to do and just were never able to because this is the last season anyway. So screw it. Just make it crazy.
Yeah, Like, what did we not do that we always wanted to pitch? Like, everybody must have been like, how about we do this? How about, some crazy idea? And then there should be some dissecting of things.
Yes.
We did see from the trailer that one of the lone gunmen makes a return digitally and says that they are in a simulation.
Is he the one going, they know who you are and they know where we are on the phone or something? That was him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's good. That's the one thing they kind of haven't gone over. So
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just remembered Jim Rose Sideshow Circus.
Yes.
The circus with Mr. Lifto. If you don't know who Mr. Lifto is, he can lift a cinder block.
Too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Lifto, the Enigma. He's the with all the puzzle tattoos, and Mr. Lifto can lift a cinder block with his testicles. So, yes.
It's got the hooks.
Yeah, it's got the hooks on it. Yeah, Mr. Lifto. Yeah.
I think I found a new T-shirt that we need to make. Is Carl Gerhard Busch is my father?
Is my right? Totally.
That explains all the smoking.
It does.
It does.
It really does. So, do we want to go over some Ghost World's comments here, Dennis?
I think I've been bringing them up as we've been doing it.
Okay, good.
Let's see. There
Let's
is.
ask Ghost World. Are you satisfied, or should we? I mean, you took the time to write them. We should at least read them.
He does say, Gary, but you're forgetting about your favorite show coming back for season 1, part 2, Star Trek, DSC.
See, he had to bring up the STD. The STD is spreading, by the way, Ghost World.
It does. It spreads all the different.
Yes.
He also says my favorite X-Files was the one that with that really trippy boat, and it was done in like one long camera shot.
The really trippy boat, was that the one that was sort of like the what was it? The Pennsylvania experiment? No.
The Philadelphia experiment.
Philadelphia experiment.
That one, or was that the one that was? It was back in time, right?
Yeah, I think it was the back in time.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful episode. I totally forgot.
That might have been right. Yeah.
The Philadelphia experiment is one of my favorite old trippy movies to watch.
That's a cool urban legend. Whether it's true or not, it's one of the coolest urban legends ever. So
he also says, laugh out loud, that's probably a bad idea. They probably said, let's go all out during season 9, then again for 10. And now look, we have to write around those crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why it's like, so maybe... is it good? Who
cares? Wait, let me check again. Oh, check is still good. Dude, I guarantee you that got 6 million viewers tonight. So it's fine. It's going to do fine. There's no competition right now. Or I'm sure there's some singer show or some, somebody, some talent.
Yeah,
whatever.
Wednesday is going to be a challenge.
Oh, God.
I think what they did actually, they took a whole bunch of ideas, stuffed it in one of those t-shirt cannons. Like, made them wet, stuck in a t-shirt cannon, and shot them at a wall. And whatever stuck together, they're like, that's what we're doing this season.
They wrote it on golf balls.
And they had the t-shirt, The Smoking Man is My Father. That was the first one they picked.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know how the show works.
Mm-hmm. Random AF.
Random AF. Oh, my God. So... yeah, to sum this up,
I thought I summed it up already.
You did. It's been summed up. I liked it. Definitely soapy. Really weird, funny, ridiculous, possibly not real episode, which would be good. And I look forward to next week. It's good. I'm just glad to have them back. I mean, they haven't had a great run of late. Okay, the last movie sucked. Season 6 mostly kind of sucked. It had a couple good episodes. And the last couple seasons of the series weren't very good either. No. I watched every one, but yeah, it fell apart. I mean, this had good, season 6, I liked the first X-Files movie. I think right after that, when they moved the production to LA, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
But big fan of the first X-Files movie. I thought that was really good for an episode.
It was once they didn't know where to go with the mythos when they had brought out the aliens and everything. I think that's kind of where it crashed and burned because you didn't have that to dangle anymore in front of the audience. And like, okay, where do we go from here? I don't know. Let's go batshit crazy.
Yeah. Instead of going let's go for Haunted for 5 more seasons. Let's go for Supernatural or something. That would have been fun, Oh, well, but it's centered around the alien stuff, and it got trapped. And that's cool. It's still a classic TV show, probably one of the most classic TV shows. And there's a lot that needs to come back still.
I'm sorry. Arturo Espinosa Garcia says Disney is going to fuck it up.
Hey, Arturo, didn't you start your last chat with that very same sentence?
Yeah, he did.
That's his hello. Disney going to fuck it up. By the way, I completely agree with you. They've shown the only reason Disney hasn't screwed up Marvel is because they didn't start it. It was already well into production, so I don't know.
Well, this is the last season. They're probably going, oh shit, Disney's buying us, gotta go all out.
Well, Disney will relaunch it and put it on Disney XD, and I don't know, have Zac Efron in it or whatever. I don't know.
Hey, that could be fun.
X-Files the musical. Oh shit, I just gave him an idea. God.
I did find it funny that Robbie Amell is in this. I forgot that he was Agent Miller.
Miller.
Yeah, because it's Miller and Einstein. Yeah.
Is Agent Einstein from the classic film Psycho Beach Party. If you've not seen Psycho Beach Party, that is a crazy movie. It's really bad.
Robbie Amell is actually the cousin of Stephen Amell, who plays Arrow.
Cousin, or I thought it was his brother.
No, they're cousins.
Okay.
And he actually played Firestorm on Flash.
The OG Firestorm. That's
Yes.
right. Yes. Yes. Well, and we're thinking
Arturo
of past.
confirms
Yeah,
that is his hello.
yes. Okay. He just walked. He's gonna fuck it up. So didn't it seem like that they were gonna pass it on to Einstein and Miller?
Yeah. But the ratings were so low, people didn't care.
Were they low for the return? I can't remember
yeah.
if they were. Yeah. And why did
for those two? There was a couple episodes where it's just those two, Miller and Einstein, and I think they were the lowest watched episodes ever.
It was mostly them. Yeah. It's clear. You know, it's not a legacy show.
No.
Because those two actors are nothing. Kind of like Star Wars.
Damn.
I
don't know what you're talking
about. Since we brought up Star Trek Discovery, might as well bring up Star Wars too. All right. Any final words on this fun episode?
It was all just a dream.
It was.
Bring on the monsters and the aliens.
Was it mushrooms?
I shot JR.
And the smoking man is my dad. All right. Any final words?
That was it.
Okay. Dennis, where can we find your Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at DeForce, DAFORCE. You can find Gary at Nerdrotics with an S. You can find Melissa at Agent Bossy Boots. You can find John at John Reed 16. And you can find all our content on Facebook at Nerdrotic. And you can also find us on our website, nerdrotic.com. Nerdrotic.com. Thank you.
It's only been 4 years. He's just figuring out how to say it.
And you can also find us on YouTube as well as you're watching us here. And we're also on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. We're also Gary. Is that about covering everything? That is covering everything. We have a Patreon. We do have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/nerdrotic. There's 3 tiers. There's $1. There is $10 and $15. You get stuff with everything. And all of it comes with exclusive content. When we get some patrons, we'll put some exclusive content up there. And if we don't, that's cool. The main thing, we appreciate your time. So if you have subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, please subscribe and hit the bell. And yeah, Dennis, take us out, man. One last thing. Ghost World says, and they'll all jump over the shark on the last episode, an alien shark, of course. Oh, and then they'll find Carl under the dumpster, or no, Carl's been bitten. He's gone. Oh, not Carl. Who the? Why am I? Oh, Glenn. Glenn. You'll find Glenn under the dumpster. And what's the jumping the shark for Game of Thrones? Is it the Night King riding the dragon? Or yeah, I don't know, because Game of Thrones has done that too. So yeah. They'll all jump a shark. That would be funny, actually. I would enjoy that a lot. Literally jumping a shark. I would pay to see Mulder and Scully water ski over a shark. That would be great. I'm sure there's a T-shirt in your gun for that one. All right. You know, Chris Carter's probably watching, going, that's not a bad idea. There's my We're shooting that one out of the T-shirt cannon next week. Yeah. Take us out, D. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, America and the rest of the world. Resistance is futile. May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good night, everybody. Good night, Ghost World and Arturo. See you next time. Friday. Oh, yeah, Friday. Thanks for joining us. Friday Night Live. We're going to be an hour earlier, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 4-year anniversary special. We have nothing special planned. It's just going to be us talking about our favorite stuff. All right. Bye, everybody. Pantless Friday.